Certain food restrictions become necessary when their consumption produces more harm than benefits. These restrictions are advised due to medical conditions that are inherent or acquired. In medical studies, there's a class of genetic disorders called inborn errors of metabolism. And this refers to various categories of metabolic disorders caused by defective proteins or enzymes that ultimately affects food metabolism. Many of such cases present at birth and during early stages of childhood. Now, when diagnosed, nutritional counseling is offered to caregivers of affected children. However, in this video, I will focus on acquired medical conditions where restricting or minimizing certain food intake is advised. And this is due to known elements in these foods that can aggravate existing medical conditions or trigger harmful effects on individuals at risk. And by limiting our intake of or exposure to such foods, we can reduce the impact on these conditions or disease processes. Hi, I'm Dr. Francisca Osage. Thank you for joining me on Francisca on Health Matters. Now, foods are the primary energy sources for the body, supporting growth, cellular function, and tissue repair. Now, food is complex and must be broken down into its smallest components in order to be absorbed into the bloodstream and transported to the various cells for cellular use. And sometimes certain conditions could develop that prevent the body from effectively using these components or elements, causing more harm than benefits. Now, these conditions can arise from various causes, such as organ dysfunction or adverse reactions to certain food elements. Now, when such conditions are detected, the food elements, that is the problematic food elements, are minimized and alternatives sought. So there are acquired conditions whereby food restrictions become necessary, and some notable conditions will include diabetes mellitus. This arises when the body loses its ability to transport sugar, that is in form of glucose, into cells for use through the effect of insulin. Thus, diabetes is caused by insufficient insulin, as in type 1 diabetes, or the body's inability to use insulin, as in type 2 diabetes. Over time, this leads to sugar or glucose accumulation in the blood. The glucose then deposits within tissue structure, interacting with these structures, forming bonds, a process called glycation. And this eventually causes tissue structure damage and loss of function. It therefore would become necessary to regulate amounts of glucose through lifestyle changes, drug intervention, and yes, modification and regulation of certain food intake. Foods that are advised to be restricted or minimized will include refined carbohydrates and sugars, and there are many in this category. However, popular foods are the sugary beverages, candies and sweets, pastries, white bread, white rice, processed snacks, sugary cereal, fruit juices, fast foods, high sugar fruits, sweetened yogurts, ice creams, and canned fruits and syrups. Kidney diseases, especially long-term or chronic kidney diseases. This is most times the result of uncontrolled diabetes mellitus and hypertension. Important kidney functions include eliminating metabolic waste and regulating sodium and potassium, which affects body fluids. Chronic kidney disease leads to kidney deterioration and impaired function. Chronic kidney disease is staged based on the level of deterioration. From mid to late stages, dietary restrictions on sodium, potassium, and phosphorus are necessary. Popular high sodium foods will include snacks like chips, pretzels, popcorn, canned soups, packaged and pre-cooked meals, condiments like soy sauce, barbecue sauce, ketchup, just to mention a few. For potassium-rich foods, this will include avocados, spinach, potatoes, beans and other legumes, bananas, tomatoes, watermelon, beets, and yams. And for phosphorus, pay attention to the intake of dark sodas and consumption of dairy products, yogurt, eggs, seafoods, grains, nuts. It is extremely advisable to consult a nephrologist or nutritionist in chronic kidney disease, as modifications of certain diets become necessary as the stage or progression of the disease advances. Hypertension. In primary hypertension, the most common cause of hypertension in the US, high sodium in diets plays a significant role as an attributable factor. It is therefore important to avoid or restrict high sodium intake. Thus, food to be avoided or restricted include processed and packaged foods such as canned soups and vegetables, instant noodles, fast foods such as burgers, pizzas, tacos, and burritos, cured and deli meats such as bacon, ham, salami, salty snacks such as pretzels, potato chips, popcorn. You have condiments and sauces such as ketchup, soy sauce, and salad dressings. Again, the foods in this category are many. Do seek advice from your nutritionist or primary health care. High cholesterol. Certain people inherit this condition. However, most acquire this over time, especially as one gets older. Foods that should be minimized that could raise the bad cholesterol include fried foods, full-fat dairy products like whole milk, butter, full-fat yogurt, cheese, red and processed meats, including hot dog, bacon, sausage, pork, fast foods, including burgers, fried chicken, tropical oils like palm oil and coconut oil, baked goods such as cookies, cakes, and other pastries which contain butter or chutney. Celiac disease. This is also known as gluten enteropathy. It is an autoimmune disorder, the immune response here being against the cells that line the small intestine. This is triggered by exposure to gluten in diets, and this causes malabsorption, leading to diarrhea, fatigue, bloating, and weight loss. Therefore, foods containing gluten are avoided. Gluten is commonly found in wheat, barley, and rye. Effective treatment is adhering to a strict, lifelong gluten-free diet. Lactose intolerance. This develops when the small intestine doesn't produce enough lactase, which is needed for the digestion or breaking down of lactose, a sugar found in milk. Without its breaking down, lactose is not absorbed and moves further down to the large intestine, causing symptoms like bloating, diarrhea, gas, and cramps. To avert this condition, foods containing lactose are restricted, such as milk, cheese, cream products such as ice cream, custards, cream cheese. Also, yogurt, milk chocolate, baked goods containing milk products. There are good alternatives to regular milk, such as milk products of almond, soy, and oat. Also, coconut milk, cashew milk, and rice milk. There are also yogurt alternatives: coconut yogurt, almond milk yogurt, soy yogurt. There are also cheese and ice cream alternatives: nut-based cheese, coconut milk ice cream, and almond milk ice cream. You have food allergies. Food allergies occur when the body's immune system incorrectly identifies certain proteins in food as harmful, triggering an immune response with manifestations such as hives, swelling, and other digestive issues. In severe cases, there could be serious reactions, also known as anaphylaxis, with manifestations of flushed or pale skin, tongue or throat swelling, which can cause difficulty in breathing, also shortness of breath, rapid pulse, and hypotension. Common food allergens include peanuts, fish, shellfish, eggs, and milk. It is important to identify what food can trigger an allergy and avoid exposure to such food. In cases of a food allergy or an anaphylaxis, respond immediately and call emergency. In the US, you call 911. Having a standby EpiPen is essential, and perform a CPR when necessary. So there you have it. Even healthy and nutritious foods sometimes need to be avoided or restricted, especially when the body cannot effectively process or utilize certain elements within such foods. It can be challenging to completely eliminate such elements, especially because they're present in many foods. However, it is crucial to identify and avoid foods that are rich sources of such elements as much as possible. And when in doubt, do not hesitate to reach out to your primary care provider. In the meantime, I hope you remain healthy and stick with the healthy choices. Again, I hope you found this informative and educative. And if you've had, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.